Hey guys, glad to have you again. Sheree Winstead here. I'm so glad you're in this ethics course. So I'm going to talk to you today about how to do your discussion boards so that you can successfully earn the best grade that you possibly can for the course. Again, these are 25% of your grade. So your assignments are going to open on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. So you get the assignment at Wednesday at 8 a.m. And so the next day, Thursday by 5 p.m., I need you to have your initial response posted to the forum or whichever source that we use for your discussion exercise for that week's assignment. So that then your classmates can then respond to whomever they're going to choose for that week or however many within a good amount of time. So if you all wait until the night before to respond or an hour before, all of your assignments are due that following week. Everybody's scrambling. It's going to affect your grades. So help each other out in this so that you're not seeing grade reductions on this. So let's get started with your discussion board for this week. Okay, so you're on your course page as you see here, and we're in the introduction week talking about dilemmas. Click on the ethical situations. Again, this is not going to be available to you until you've completed your EVA and then your syllabus quiz. You cannot move forward in the course until that's done. This week we have ethical situations that we're going to talk about just as an icebreaker to get acclimated with the course. So your directions are to talk about an ethical situation you faced or you knew someone else to face. Please don't give me the names of workplaces or specifics. Just keep it general when you're talking about it. So that way when we're not going in somewhere to a business or whichever, we're not automatically thinking, oh my gosh, this is what happened to Sally here. I can't believe it. We're going to keep that out. But we want to talk about those situations so that we can learn that as we get into the career force, we can avoid those situations or better yet, know how to handle them when they do come up. You're going to see a variety of things. So with this opening the first week, okay, so it's open today. We're going to say today is Wednesday, 8 a.m. The course has opened, and you see your ethical situations discussion forum. By tomorrow night at 5 p.m., I need you to respond with your ethical situation and explaining that. And when I want you to explain how I want you to explain it is that I want you to tell me about the situation itself. What about it was that ethical situation of how you're seeing this could be a situation in the workplace? And then what form of a remedy actually happened to help correct the situation? And if there wasn't a remedy that was put in place, or maybe you don't even know about the remedy that was put in place, I want you to then brainstorm how you think this situation could have been resolved in a positive manner for that working environment. So I'm going to give you an example. So if I were to respond back to this, the ethical situation that I would discuss is the fact that, okay, so being at Wilson Police Department for 10 years, there have been a lot of different things that are going to happen. We're humans that work in the job. Just because we're law enforcement doesn't mean we're superhuman, even though some people think we are. So you're going to have people that mess up. So let's talk about an officer that may have gotten a DWI. This happens in multiple agencies. So that officer is off. They've been out enjoying some time with friends and find themselves driving home when they shouldn't have, and now they've been charged with a DWI. They're an officer. What happens? How do you handle that as a supervisor? Well, in what I have seen in the past, it depends on that officer's background. How much trouble have they been in the past? If this is a first offense, I have seen where this officer has just been put on probation. They may have desk duty. That's the ultimate punishment for an officer because we don't like to sit still. We don't like to be confined to an office. So having to sit there for a certain amount of time period where we can't get out there, we don't have our badge and our gun to actually use at that time period because we are on desk duty only, is like having the ultimate punishment as a teenager where I guess for now you couldn't have your cell phone for an extended period of time. Some officers have had such an extensive background where they've been let go. That was kind of the last straw for the camel's back at that point. So these are things that I want you to talk about how it was handled. Yes, I have agreed with how these situations have been handled from when I was employed. I agree that those people that made that one mistake, yeah, okay, let's punish them, but let's not fire them. If this is an employee that has had continuous problems, maybe a step I would say would be a great remedy, or at least to help the situation, is to maybe look at that individual themselves and see what they have going on in the background. Do they need to be recommended into a counseling session or a substance abuse program? Because maybe this is an ongoing issue to the point where you may have to look at termination. It's not because they committed this action, but if you have an officer come into work that is not in their right state of mind, they cannot legally enforce laws and legally act in those life or death situations appropriately, because you don't want them to underreact or overreact, getting them hurt or someone else hurt in the process. So again, with explaining this, if this is Wednesday at 8 a.m., I would expect that I would have put this post that I just gave you up by tomorrow night at 5 p.m. And that way I can go in and respond to someone else in the classroom by the next Wednesday at 8 a.m. Once you respond to a classmate by the following week, you have done your discussion board thoroughly. You have completed that assignment. So if you have any questions about your discussion boards, please don't hesitate to contact me from email. Phone calls are fine. I can get to email a little bit better, but good luck, guys. Can't wait to hear about your situations, and let's work through this course with those situations and find out how we can be ethically sound employees in the career force.